don't have a Twitter, go make a Twitter. It'll mean the world to me, actually. Oh, and I'll try to follow you back. Leave a like in the video right now or else,
Cyrus, Wi-Fi Skeleton, Star67, Ducky, Fricksci, and many other monikers tell the kind of story that feels so unfair in the eyes of many fans. A young creator rises to massive fame at an early age, gains millions of followers, reinvents himself again and again, but behind the screen, issues begin to surface. Never hidden, and never always there or fully gone, leaving the final chapter of his life tragic, abrupt, and deeply haunting. This is the story of Jeremiah Justin Sims, better known online by several names over the years: Cyrus, Star67, and most recently Wi-Fi Skeleton. His name might not ring bells in the mainstream, but for those who followed the YouTube commentary scene, the alt music world, or the sprawling YouTube ecosystem of the late 2010s and early 2020s, he was a known and often controversial figure. Born on July 24th, 2003, Jeremiah began uploading to YouTube under the name Cyrus when he was just a teenager. His content was familiar to anyone who knew the commentary genre. In Leafy's absence, a wave of YouTubers used gameplay footage and basically copied Leafy, and everyone, especially me for some reason, ate it up.
Handsome man.
oh my god, chill out! What? Chill out, dude!
Usually Call of Duty or Minecraft layered under his voice, where Cy would discuss everything from online drama to social issues to humorous stories about his life. By September 26, 2019, he had reached the milestone of 1 million subscribers. At just 16 years old, Cyrus was part of a wave of young creators who were not only speaking for Gen Z, but making fun of them. His charisma, delivery, and sense of humor gained him a loyal fan base, where he quickly became one of the most recognized voices in the scene. He collaborated frequently with other creators like Scrubby, Optimus, Diesel Patches, and more. Together they created commentary collectives and even experimented with projects like podcasts.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first Scuffed video.
In fact, Cyrus was briefly part of 2 shows, 3 kind of, the short-lived podcast, and later Hooked, and even Scuffed occasionally. A collaborative podcast alongside Aiden Project, Stumpy, and Augie RFC made Hooked, and it was Dark Dom, Bumpkin, and Scrubby who made Scuffed. These shows often included casual discussions about internet culture and gave fans a glimpse into the personalities behind the avatars. What's interesting to note, however, is that they all left music and other channels alone and never switched up their formula like Cy did. However, his success was not built to last. In early 2023, shocking allegations surfaced. Accusations that Cyrus had been involved in inappropriate conversations with up to 40 minors. As screenshots and testimonies began circulating, Cyrus issued a public apology, admitting to some of the claims. Almost overnight, his reputation imploded.
Commentary YouTuber Cyrus has been exposed for some very bad things, and it appears that he has wiped his channel and left the internet. Now, I'm gonna be real here. I have been a fan of Cyrus for a few years. I've had a couple interactions.
He deleted his channel. His social media accounts went inactive. He was removed from the Hooked podcast on February 2nd, 2023. And this is where I spoke to Cy, and he did not even seem to care about the allegations. He was likely stoned out of his mind. This was a turning point. For many creators, this might have been the end.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It's me, Vifi, and today I'm going to be explaining Cyrus coming back.
But Jeremiah wasn't finished reinventing himself. Following the collapse of his YouTube career, he pivoted entirely towards music. It's important to know that he had been doing music for years. To his longtime followers, it was something they were used to under the new alias Star67. Cyrus began uploading emotionally raw, lo-fi, and experimental tracks. His music was a blend of cloud rap, alternative pop, and indie samples. One of his most well-known songs during this era was a remix of a track by Mitski. That remix went viral, becoming his most streamed song on Spotify and a calling card for his new musical identity. But like before, Cyrus didn't stay in one identity for too long. After some time, he dropped the Star67 moniker name and rebranded once again.
Recently, I was out of it for a while because I was on my bike and I got hit by this truck.
Even though he used this name in the past, this was just to make like a different kind of music, like he had 2 aliases, this time as Wi-Fi Skeleton. It was under this moniker that he joined the underground music label Goth Angels, a collective known for its emotionally driven, dark, and often genre-blurring artists. Goth Angels had a reputation for platforming unique voices, often those who didn't fit the mold of the traditional rap or pop scenes. Artists like Witchbox, who later played a key role in announcing Cyrus, were also part of the scene. As Wi-Fi Skeleton, Jeremiah leaned even further into his raw and emotional expression. His music became darker. The lyrics, often cryptic, sometimes deeply depressive, revealed more of the pain behind the persona. Then came May 5th, 2025. At 6:35 p.m., a message was posted in the Goth Angels Discord server. It was from Witchbox, a fellow artist and collaborator who shared heartbreaking news with the community. This is serious, please don't disrespectful at everyone. Me and a few others were informed this morning that SKEL died. He was already found cold when the cops and medics arrived. This is not a joke. I'm so sorry, everyone. The shock was immediate. Fans flooded the server with disbelief, confusion, and rumors began to swirl. Many asked, how did this happen? Was it even real? According to the fandom wiki page, Cyrus, now Wi-Fi Skeleton, had allegedly died from an overdose. No official cause of death had been confirmed at the time, but speculation grew darker when a chilling detail unsurfaced. The night before his body was discovered, he had reportedly gone live on Instagram.
If you want to pull up and kill me, it's the time to do it. If you want to get a flick with me, it's the time to do it. I'm gonna overdose tonight and kill myself. I'm just joking. I'm not gonna actually do that. But
if true, it painted a heartbreaking picture of the young artist in deep, deep distress, crying out in the only way he probably knew how. According to Witchbox and others close to the situation, paramedics and police arrived the next morning, but it was too late. He was already cold and unresponsive, gone at just 21 years old. The news rippled through multiple communities. Former fans who remembered him as Cyrus, newcomers who only knew him as Wi-Fi Skeleton, and fellow musicians in the underground all reacted with shock and sadness. Even his old YouTube friends had a lot to say about him.
So basically, last night, everything seemed fine. Everything seemed completely fine. You can ask Souls, we had FaceTime them, like, everyone was so happy. And my dude, I'm completely sober. I've been crying all day. My eyes are red because I've been crying all day, bro. And I don't know how to feel because it feels like I damn near just lost my brother. Y'all can screen record this if you want. I don't really care. I'm disappearing off the internet. Bumpkin's right next to me if you guys want to say hi to Bumpkin. Yo. He's saying yo. And honestly, this really hurts me, bro. There's a hole in my heart because you don't understand. This was my brother. And I really hope sit here and troll and say I killed him, bro, because I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him. I'm not guilty as fuck because we sat there together. That was my best friend, and it makes me so mad when you guys say it's my fault. And here's why, bro. Because the whole time I sat here taking care of him. Listen, he wanted to do more drugs every time he would do a drug, and I would smack it out of his hand into the I got tired as fuck. I went to bed. I wake up, he's sleeping next to me. I was so excited. I'm like, it's a brand new day. We're out here for a whole week, right? I was excited. I was like, I'm gonna go get us some Red Bull. Me and Skell are gonna go out today, and we're gonna go have some fun. I come back with the Red Bull, and I realized he was laid back on his side. And I swear to God, I screamed so loud, Skell, I got us Red Bull. But I got a lot of explaining to do, bro, because it's really like, I love all of you, and I understand why it could fall and look bad on me. This isn't fucking drugs, by the way, this is gum. But basically, bro, I got back mad excited, just got us some Red Bull, and he wasn't waking up, and yeah, we started freaking out. Bumpkin called 911, we started giving him chest compressions, trying to see, like, bro, there's no way. Like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what was happening. This is my brother. I hope you guys understand how far back me and even Bumpkin and him go way back. It killed me. I've cried so much today. I won't even show my face ever on here. I've cried so hard today to the point where there's no emotion coming out of my I can't cry anymore. I've cried so much today. There's no news out about this yet at all. We're still figuring it out. We had to talk with his parents. It's just so unfortunate. We had so much plans coming up, bro. We were all gonna go to Europe. We were all gonna go do insane things. We had so
His Spotify streams surged. Tributes poured in Twitter, Discord, and Instagram, and there's even a Peter Griffin remix to one of his songs on Instagram Reels. But under every post, a slight haunting silence remained, because for many, Jeremiah Sim's story was more than just an internet drama or musician's tragedy. It was a story about the very real toll of online fame, early success, burnout, public shame, and isolation. He had risen quickly, fallen hard, and in the end left behind more questions than answers. However, he did a really good job of speaking through his art. He had hinted at his pain, but it was a world that often watches more than it listens. It's unclear how many really heard him. In his early YouTube days, Cyrus once said in a video that he wanted to be remembered, not just for his content, but for being real. And he said that on the Scuffed podcast, he said that when he dies, he just wants one person to remember him after he dies. And Dark Dom says, well, I think you've achieved that. And he says, well, we're not gonna know. And now we do. And while his legacy is complicated, controversial, and still debated, there's one thing that's undeniable. He made an impact, he left a mark, and now he's Justin gone. Jeremiah Sims, Cyrus Star 67, Wi-Fi Skeleton, was 21 years old. However, while all his companions in any space died out, he was so unique he could survive in anything he did and even excel. He had like 3 fully fledged out careers. Compare that to his other friends who could not pull the same views they did while posting twice as much. He was kind of like Cardi in that way. And he also disproved the allegations on multiple occasions. And basically a couple months before he died, I saw this video one day while he was still alive. Basically it got like brought up recently again why his response was fake, but after watching both videos I can tell you that just look.
Thing that I mentioned, I'm gonna put a call with Cherry at the end of the video where she confirms that we're 3 years apart. She was not 12. That out of the way then. There's more shit they're starting to put out that is additionally flat out not true. Shit that just shit, not true. They even purposely got her age wrong. She's 17, but they made sure to remember my birthday month so they could spice it up. But either way, I guess those niggas didn't feel like they had lied enough because they went on to tell a girl that I leaked her nudes in a Discord server. Nigga, I'm not in any Discord servers.
Alright, let's cut to the chase. It's me again, here for what feels like the 50th time, proving my innocence, and hopefully this will be the last time. I'm gonna try to go through this as quick as possible to avoid wasting a fuck ton of time. So yeah, in 2020, when I was 16 years old, I met a girl online in a sea of online girls that I was meeting at the time while trying to get over my first serious breakup. This particular girl that I met told me at the time that she was 15, which was a year younger than me at the time. Fast forward a few summers, I'm drunk and bullshitting on Snapchat, and I have swiped on a message from her about wanting to suck my dick. And I told her I'm hella down, and we started talking sexually. Fast forward to late 2022, she gets a boyfriend in real life, and we naturally stopped talking as far as I knew, and January 2023 rolled around. A former close female friend of mine, who was a year apart in age from me, named Yugophobic or Hello Indigo, decided to make a TikTok where she lies about our ages, relationship status, and talks about this mental breakdown that I had when I was maybe like 15 or 16 to use it as ammo to call me an unmedicated schizophrenic. If you haven't seen her TikTok, she said that I was 17 or 18 in 2020, and that we dated, and that I was so awful to her, and then said that I was schizo, and that I have evil lawyers that'll hunt her down if she says my name. She even said that I have her address, and that I've made threats towards her, and none of that shit is true, like, at all. This is just shit that she said on TikTok that week to get some views, and it worked. A lot of the teenage and young adult crowd thought that the video was retarded, and that I shouldn't apologize for having hoes. And in the beginning, the comment section was mixed with heavy confusion since this wasn't a response video to any allegations or anything. I ended up privating the video maybe a day or so later due to mixed opinions and feeling like my point didn't get across. After a few days, everything had a major shift from a relatively understanding and confused comment section to a bunch of people calling me a pedophile and a groomer and a schizo. And honestly, I felt like my best course of action was to just get off the internet like I said that I would, and began getting therapy for my addiction to cheating and receiving sexual imagery from women. After a few months, I returned to see that my old cell number had been swapped and deactivated, my chat talking to girls that were older than me, being tailored to fit some narrative of me being a pedophile. But what I do have is proof that the girl that really is the poster of these allegations, herself, admitting to lying about her age, merely one day after my initial YouTube video. I'm gonna go off script a little bit. I don't think people understand that once you're dealing with a situation that's highly doctored to make a person look bad, they'll really just start throwing shit in there. And I get it from their perspective. I mean, they know that they're lying their asses off and that anything that they throw in will just look worse. But realistically, with the knowledge that 17-year-old me was talking to another 17-year-old, who gives a fuck? Do you care? So let this be a lesson to any of the 16, 17-year-olds in my server that are out here talking about all the hoes they get, all the bitches that they talk to and how slick they are with it. Just know that that could really be your fucking downfall. And whether you're 15 years old or 50 years old, start IDing anybody that you come into sexual contact with, because they could very well be faking their entire life story. That's all that I can really say. You guys have a good one, and I'm not a fucking pedophile. Hopefully this clears everything up.
Only a couple weeks before he died, because I remember watching it while it was out. A YouTuber named Stormy Skeleton apparently debunked the video, but it has since been taken down either due to misinformation or just simple respect for Wi-Fi. But here was his last story time before he passed.
I started drawing in MS Paint because of her, but that's besides the point. I had asked her, like, if we can make a deal, she could draw some shit for my Cyrus YouTube, and, just, yeah, like, she could draw some shit for me if I hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And keep in mind, at this time, I had 9K subs and a dead channel. Nobody was watching my videos because I kept stalling with the videos. I would pop up and then disappear. Niggas would forget about me because that's what happens if you don't tap in with the community. And then 2 weeks after that bet, I remember exactly what she said to me before when we first started the bet. She said, "You can't do that shit." She said, "You aren't gonna do that shit. It's only 2 months left in the year. You can't do that shit. Nobody fucks with you that hard." Well, 2 weeks later, I had 300,000 subscribers, nigga. Let that tell you something. If I was able to be a big failure, disappoint my parents, get put out of school, had no fucking friends, I sat on the floor every day at lunch, I was a fucking pest, I was a fucking joke. And if I was able to take my joke of a life and my shitty ass computer that I couldn't even play games on, so I had to use other niggas' gameplay, and I could turn that into a career, then I hope that motivates y'all to know that y'all can do anything. And I learned to believe in myself through therapy, because I had a lot of therapy once I got expelled from school, and they told me that I needed to start setting goals for myself, long and short term goals, and I still remember the goals I made to this day. I wanted to spend more time with my dad, and I wanted to go to the movies for the first time because I had never been to see a movie before, and I wanted to be a YouTuber, and I reached all those goals. Sometimes you just gotta stick to a plan, you know? Sometimes you just gotta stick to a plan, y'all.
and y'all can really accomplish anything you put your minds to. And I know that that's something that a lot of people have said. If you grew up watching Disney Channel, you heard them say that shit all the fucking time. Like, put your mind to it and you can do it, face us. But it's actually true. It's actually genuinely true. And anybody that's ever made anything of themselves can tell you the same that I'm telling you. And that's not to say that I've made like a lot out of myself, not a celebrity or anything, but if I was able to do this music shit with the help of all of you, shit, man, y'all can do anything. Y'all can do anything. Whether you want to be a fucking doctor, astronaut, scientist, whether you want to be a fucking musician, whether you want to be a cartoonist, anything. All it takes is just sitting down and practicing the craft in your free time and getting good at what you do and dedicating your life to it. It's easiest to do it if you're still in high school. Like for the younger niggas in here that's still going to school, that get summer breaks and shit, I highly recommend spending those breaks working on a dream. Because you never know, man. You get out of school in May, by the time you go back in like August, July, you could be fucking rich. And anybody that ever laughed at you or put you down gonna be asking you for $1. You better not give them no dollar either. Better fucking not. Y'all better have some respect for yourselves. Y'all are some good people, man. I know a lot of y'all be trolling in here. A lot of y'all come in here just to troll and fuck around, but I know y'all got hearts. I know y'all got hearts, man. I got a heart too, though. I wish I could have all of y'all talking in here at once, but you know, it would get a little chaotic. So I hope y'all don't feel like I'm on like some weird ego shit, trying not to have niggas talking, because I want everybody to be able to be in here speaking. It would just get hectic as fuck so fast, and then we wouldn't be able to understand each other. Let me step outside. Man, y'all love locking the door, huh? What you need cash out for, shawty? You gonna handle it? You can pay her, it's all good, I don't care. My bad, I was talking to these folks real quick. But yo, it's so fucking wet outside. Make sure you have my camera on.
Don't mean any disrespect to Cyrus. I've been a fan of 4 of his careers, 3 of them in music, but definitely the one in YouTube. Anyone who's been around long enough can tell you that, you know, I take a lot of inspiration from him. And so, yeah, this will, even if this does give views, which it probably won't, but like, even if it does give views, this will be my only video about this topic, because I was there for, like I said, like 4 of his careers, and I just want this to be like a complete archive. He touched so many lives, you know, he had so much influence, he had something special, which is why he was relevant so long after all his YouTube friends, you know what I mean? But if you like this video, subscribe, and goodbye forever, and thanks for watching.